Did you know that nearly 50% of marriages end in divorce? And that number jumps even higher for couples who rush into relationships without truly knowing each other? Choosing a partner can be one of the most important decisions of your life, yet most people make at least one major mistake when they're looking for love. It's easy to get lost in the excitement of new feelings or fall for the wrong traits, but the truth is, these mistakes can cost you your happiness and your future. In this video, we're going to dive into the 6 most common mistakes people make when choosing a partner, mistakes that could lead to heartbreak, frustration, or even regret. We'll uncover surprising facts, give you practical strategies to avoid these pitfalls, and show you how to make smarter decisions when it comes to love. Stay tuned, because by the end, you'll know exactly what to look for, and what to avoid, when finding your perfect match. Chapter 1: The Illusion of the One. Why perfect doesn't exist. We've all heard the phrase the one, the idea that there's one perfect soulmate out there for us. But here's the thing, perfection doesn't exist in relationships. In fact, studies show that the idea of a perfect partner often leads to dissatisfaction. A survey by the National Marriage Project found that couples who have unrealistic expectations about their partners are more likely to feel unhappy in their relationships. Why do we chase perfection? Well, thanks to movies and fairy tales, many people grow up thinking that love should feel effortless and that their partner should tick every box. But real love takes work, patience, and compromise. The problem is that when we expect perfection, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. No one can live up to an impossible standard. So, what should we focus on instead? Start by understanding that love is about growth and compatibility, not finding someone who has no flaws. Embrace the idea that being with someone who's right for you means navigating challenges together, not avoiding them. Relationships work when both partners are willing to grow together, learn from each other, and accept imperfections. And here's a fascinating fact: according to Psychology Today, couples who focus on growth and shared values are 50% more likely to stay together for the long term. That's why the perfect partner idea can keep us from seeing the true potential in a relationship. Chapter 2: Chemistry versus Compatibility. How they aren't the same thing. Chemistry is that magnetic pull you feel when you meet someone new. It's exciting, intense, and makes you think this could be the one. But here's the kicker: chemistry doesn't always translate into long-term success. You may feel sparks flying, but without compatibility, that chemistry won't last. Think about it: you can have great chemistry with someone, but if your values, lifestyle, or goals don't align, it's going to be a rough ride. Studies have shown that compatibility factors, like communication styles, financial views, and life goals, are far more important than chemistry for long-term happiness. In fact, the University of Chicago conducted research and found that couples who share similar values and life goals are 70% more likely to stay together than those who don't. And here's the twist: compatibility can be built and developed over time, while chemistry tends to fade or evolve. So, what should you focus on? Before diving into the passion, consider how well you and your partner fit together on deeper levels. Can you communicate effectively? Do you share similar goals or have mutual respect for each other's independence? These are the elements that will help sustain your relationship in the long run. A helpful tip: while chemistry might be instant, compatibility often takes time to develop. Don't rush into the physical connection without first exploring deeper emotional and intellectual compatibility. Chapter 3: Red Flags and Green Flags. The dangers of ignoring both. We've all heard about red flags, the warning signs that something is off in a relationship. But what about green flags? These are the positive signals that show a partner is a great match for you. Unfortunately, many people focus so much on avoiding red flags that they overlook the importance of recognizing green flags. Ignoring red flags can lead to serious relationship problems down the line. For example, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men experience some form of abuse in relationships, according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. This is why spotting early red flags, like controlling behavior or disrespect, is critical to protecting yourself. But it's not just about avoiding the bad. A key mistake people make is not paying enough attention to green flags. Green flags are the traits that show your partner is emotionally healthy, respects you, and is interested in building a future with you. Signs like empathy, effective communication, and kindness aren't always as dramatic as red flags, but they're equally important. In fact, a Harvard study found that couples who communicate openly and show mutual respect are more likely to feel satisfied in their relationships and maintain them long term. So, don't just focus on escaping red flags, actively look for the green ones too. Here's an example: if your partner listens without interrupting or acknowledges your feelings, that's a big green flag. It shows they value you and care about how you feel. These small, everyday gestures are signs of a healthy, balanced relationship. What can you do to avoid missing both red and green flags? Start by being more self-aware. Reflect on what you truly need in a partner and pay attention to their actions, not just their words. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. On the flip side, recognize and appreciate the positive qualities in your partner early on, as these will often be the foundation of a happy and fulfilling relationship. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll be diving deeper into how you can make smarter decisions in love. Chapter 4, The Rescue Mission Trap: Why You Can't Fix Anyone. We've all heard the saying, "I can change them," or "they just need someone who understands them." But the truth is, trying to rescue someone is one of the biggest mistakes we can make in a relationship. No matter how much we want to help someone grow or heal, change only happens when a person is ready to change themselves. In fact, Psychology Today points out that people who enter relationships with a fixer mentality often feel frustrated, drained, and unappreciated. They invest a lot of emotional energy into trying to change their partner, only to realize that their efforts don't lead to long-term satisfaction. It's exhausting. So, what's the solution? First, stop thinking that your partner's problems are yours to solve. Instead, look for someone who is self-aware and committed to their own growth. A healthy partner knows when to seek help and doesn't expect you to play therapist. It's okay to offer support, but the weight of someone else's personal growth shouldn't fall on your shoulders. Here's a helpful strategy: before getting involved in a relationship, evaluate if both partners are already working on themselves. Are they emotionally stable? Do they have the tools to handle challenges? Remember, a fulfilling relationship happens when both partners are strong, not when one is depending on the other for healing. And the facts support this. Research by the Gottman Institute shows that healthy relationships thrive when both partners have high emotional intelligence and the ability to manage their own challenges. A strong relationship isn't about saving anyone. It's about growing together as equals. Chapter 5, The Fear of Being Alone. Choosing a partner out of desperation. It's easy to fall into the trap of choosing a partner out of fear of being alone. In a society that glorifies couples, the pressure to find someone can feel overwhelming. But desperation rarely leads to good decisions. In fact, research by University College London shows that people who rush into relationships out of loneliness are more likely to experience dissatisfaction and regret later on. So, how can we avoid this mistake? The first step is embracing being single. Studies have found that people who are comfortable being on their own are better at making choices based on compatibility rather than fear. In fact, Psychology Today reports that individuals who are secure in their own company have higher standards for relationships and tend to find more fulfilling partners. When you're not desperate for a relationship, you'll have a clearer vision of what you truly want. Think about what makes you happy, what your values are, and what you need in a partner. Are you ready to share your life with someone, or are you looking for a quick fix to fill the loneliness? Be honest with yourself. The key to avoiding desperation is building your self-worth and filling your life with things you enjoy. Cultivate hobbies, friendships, and passions that make you feel whole. When you're fulfilled on your own, you'll attract a partner who adds value to your life, not one who simply fills a void. Remember, being single isn't a punishment. It's an opportunity for growth, self-discovery, and preparation for a healthy relationship when the right person comes along. And when you're not in a rush to find someone, your relationship choices will be far more intentional and rewarding. Chapter 6, Love is a Choice, Not a Feeling. How to commit to growth over time. One of the biggest myths about love is that it's all about feelings. Sure, those early sparks are exciting, but long-term relationships require something deeper, a commitment to growth. Research from the Gottman Institute reveals that couples who are committed to each other's personal and emotional development are much more likely to thrive over time. Love isn't just something you feel, It's something you choose every day. When you're in a committed relationship, you're not just committing to the good times. You're committing to working through the challenges and growing together. This means that love takes effort, vulnerability, and patience. Relationships need nurturing. They evolve, and so do you. A great strategy is to approach your relationship with the mindset of continuous growth. Ask yourself, how can I support my partner's dreams? How can we both improve as individuals and as a couple? A relationship doesn't stop growing after the honeymoon phase. In fact, it's just the beginning. Think about this. Harville Hendrix, author of Getting the Love You Want, argues that love is about meeting each other's needs and helping one another evolve. Couples who share a vision for their future and align on long-term goals have stronger bonds and more enduring relationships. And here's an interesting statistic. According to Harvard Health, couples who regularly engage in activities that promote emotional intimacy, like open communication and shared experiences, report higher satisfaction levels in their relationship. This ongoing emotional investment leads to a deeper connection. To make love a conscious choice, focus on understanding your partner's needs and making your own needs clear. Commit to learning together, even when the excitement fades. If both partners remain engaged in personal growth and mutual support, love will deepen and strengthen over time. In the end, relationships aren't static. They're dynamic and require intentional work. But when both partners are dedicated to evolving and growing together, the result is a lasting and meaningful partnership. Make love a choice, not just a feeling, and watch how it transforms your relationship. By focusing on self-awareness, compatibility, and growth, these chapters provide strategies to help you avoid common pitfalls and build a lasting, fulfilling relationship. It's about being realistic, making conscious choices, and choosing a partner who supports you in your personal growth and happiness.